we've been DMC fans for a long time, and so we want to talk about our personal experiences with the DMC franchise. How did we get into it? How did it start? Where did this love come from for demon hunting?
Oh boy. Alright, who wants to take it first?
I can take the helm on this one.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
So,
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna flash back way back to when I was but a young lad. Back in the days of PS2, when I
best
was
console ever.
still... not best console ever. We're going a little far there. PS3, best console ever. Thank you very much. But anyways, back then in the PS2 days, when the first Devil May Cry released, I still wasn't particularly old enough to truly enjoy the masterpiece that it was. But my dad was still playing video games at the time, and I recall that he would always play this game in front of me and show me all the cool combos and tricks, and on occasion, he might slide the controller over my way and be like, "Son, let's see how you do." Just so that he could enjoy watching me get my ass kicked. Which was great, especially since my dad knew how afraid I was of spiders, and he showed one of the first levels, or one of the first bosses in that game, if not the very first boss, was of course the giant lava spider. That was a very fond memory of my childhood, where he walked up to the boss like, "Oh, it's a cutscene. Oh, it looks so good. Oh no!" And then followed by me running out of the room and hiding in a closet somewhere.
damn.
Oh, good times. It was a very good bonding experience for me and my father to enjoy something together.
And you got scarred for life.
That too, yes.
So,
Okay.
after
Alright, so
after that, did you follow up with DMC 2 and 3?
After that, my dad, he owned DMC 1 through 3, actually, but he only ever played the first and second one in front of me. The second one, he wasn't a fan of it, and never really showed me that one all that much, which was alright. I mean, the DMC 1, as it was good enough for me to, basically sate my curiosity and let me enjoy the series. And it wasn't until, like, a few years later, until I was about, like, maybe 12 or 13, that my cousins would actually play DMC 3 all the time, and they were like, "Oh, it's the hardest out of all the Devil May Cry games. Let's see if you can beat it." And so I remember they passed the controller over to me, and already I beat the first two bosses on the first try when it took them about like 5. And that was a triumph for me, in a fun way to rub it in their face. The MC4 didn't come into my life until a few years later, and then the series kind of died off for me for a bit until DMC Devil May Cry was announced, and all the nostalgia came back. Even if it was a different looking Dante, I was excited about it because, it was something that me and my dad had bonded over. And I enjoyed it.
not bad. I like that. I like the family connection put in there.
Yeah.
It's why the series is very dear to my heart, just like Resident Evil.
Ooh, another Capcom franchise. Dude, you love Capcom.
It was a family thing. I played Capcom games just like my father before me. My dad was also very much a huge Star Wars nerd.
Isn't Capcom the best?
I never had a chance.
No, you did not. Boy.
Alright then, Hunter, what about you?
Okay, alright. So, my story is a little bit different. I was too young to play Devil May Cry 3 when it came out, especially because I was an Xbox kid. I didn't have it, play it. So, yeah, boo-hoo, Devil May Cry 3 released at the time. But, a couple of years before that, I saw snippets of DMC 1, and there was my uncle's room when he wasn't home and just try knocking a fireball back. I finally did it after like the 6th time. I was like, yay! And that's all I wanted to do, so I turned the game off and went back to Tony Hawk. But once I saw that X-Play review and I didn't have a Devil May Cry 3, it didn't have an Xbox. So I waited a couple of years later after that. And I thought at Best Buy and I begged my dad to buy it for me because I finally had a PS2 to play it. And the memory stuck with me of just watching that one review. It's like, I have to play this. I don't know why, but I have to. I was possessed. And it snowballed from there. I've played every single game since then. I've hunted down all the lore. Done my own fan fiction, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah.
And I've played about every Capcom thing since, and if it had Dante's name in it, I've even said Dante's my favorite character of all time. I almost ascended him to godhood at one point and just started worshiping him.
Haven't we all?
But that was my experience with Devil May Cry. And I even played through DMC2 unironically. And yeah, that's how much I did, because I wanted to get that experience I missed out on. Then I played 4. I was like, this is okay. But why am I backtracking midway through the game? That pissed me off. But yeah, it was fun.
I do want to ask you, if you do have a kid, would you name him Dante?
I've already planned out my entire family to be named all my kids to be named after Devil May Cry characters.
Fuck yeah!
Oh my god.
That's the best, dude.
That's dedication right there.
Yep. God forbid the one that gets stuck is Lucy. I hope she doesn't like Rihanna. But, oh my god. Okay.
And so, did your love for DMC continue with the reboot?
You know what? I hated on it like everybody else, but I said, screw it, and pre-ordered it. The Virgil D3, I was like, we pre-ordered a game, got free DLC. Hell yeah. And I played through the game, and strangely, I like DLC more than the original game, weirdly enough. So, yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fun. You know, it was a fun little thrill ride. It was kind of like They Live. It's kind of that British pop punk revolution type thing that I like. So it was cool.
Yeah, and like you said, you weren't happy with the reboot, but you did play it and you did like it still. So that's great.
Yeah, I was open to a new direction. I mean, I did play a little bit of Heavenly Sword first, so I was kind of already on the fence about Ninja Theory games, but I already tried one, so I figured, why the heck why not finish one?
Yeah, and well, my story is pretty different than your guys. So my first game was DMC Devil May Cry.
Oh lord, okay.
Yeah, that was my first one. So leading up to the game, so the trailers, so gameplay, I was like, this looks really cool, and I was obviously aware of Devil May Cry before that. But I was way too young to play it, and yeah, so it was just a few weeks away, and I was like, okay, this looks really cool. I really want to get it. So that was my first DMC game, and I loved it. I thought it was great. And after that, that's when I got the collection right away. I'm like, I have to go through the rest of the game, the rest of the games. So I got the collection. It's a little tough to get into at first because those are PS2 games, and I didn't grow up with them. So when you're trying to play a PS2 game that you did not grow up with, it's a little tough. So it took me a while to get into DMC1. So I stopped playing DMC1. I went to DMC3 straight away. Finished it, enjoyed the hell out of it. Then I went to DMC2, thought it was fine. And then I went to DMC1. I loved it. So right after that, I got DMC4. It took me forever to track this game down. It was...
Good grief.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, where is this game? I gotta get this game, because I wanted to get the physical copy. Finally got it. and I thought it was absolutely great. But still, my favorite out of all of them was my first one, which was DMC Devil May Cry. Right after that,
Uh,
huge, huge geek. Just went through all of it. Tons of Wikipedia articles, tons of fan lore and all that. So that's how I know it's crazy that the reboot is what introduced me to this world. But yeah, and also I don't really think just because it's my first DMC game is my favorite because um I the example is like the Spider-Man movies. The Tobey Maguire movies were the first ones I watched, but that's not my favorites. So I don't really think it has to do anything with DMC being the first.
I agree.
Yeah, so I just thought it was.
They way superior.
Yep,
That's my opinion.
I completely agree. I love Andrew Garfield more than Tobey Maguire, even though I watched Tobey growing up.
Swing this back around to DMC somehow. Pun intended.
Yeah, besides Spider-Man, Dante is my favorite fictional character of all time. It's Spider-Man and then it's Dante. So, hey, that's why I love Marvel vs. Capcom so much. Two of my favorite characters of all time in the same game. But,
On the same team.
yeah, on the same team. Oh, dude, just the best. So, yeah, I'm not really into a lot of other Capcom franchises. It's literally just Devil May Cry and Marvel vs. Capcom. And,
See, for me, it's Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. That's about it. Marvel vs. Capcom. We used to play it a lot in high school, and I would always pick Dante to be on my team just because, it's Dante. Fucking, he's a badass. And Chris Redfield and Albert Wesker always found their way onto my team too. But it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not big on fighting games, so that's why it never made it into my list.
yeah, I'm.
Oh yeah, so what did you guys speaking of fighting games, did you what'd you think when Ken got a Dante costume in Street Fighter Five?
That was okay. I mean,
Yeah, it was pretty meta because they had the same voice actor.
yeah. Yeah, it's just it looks cool, I guess, but I'm just not a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
That was a cool little
and
cosmetic.
I'm still playing Marvel's Capcom like every week. Infinite. Just absolutely love that game. I love playing online. So, and I do always choose Dante and most of the time Spider-Man. So, yeah, Dante is my second favorite character of all time, and DMC definitely is up there. Like, it's up there with Kingdom Hearts as my favorite video game franchise. And just like you, Hunter, if I ever have a kid, I'll call him Dante.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I don't really want any kids, dude. So
You know what? If you guys both name your kids Dante, you have to teach them that when they go to school, when they introduce themselves during class, they have to say it. And my name is Dante. They have to do it like that. Otherwise, your kids have to revoke their names. They got to change it.
wait, what about you, Fallen? Like, hey, you gotta join the party.
I like the series, but I've never had a video game character where I'm like, oh yeah, I'd name my kid after him.
Dude, it's Dante, man. It's Dante.
Oh God. I'm named after video game characters. So I have to continue the tradition whether I like it or not. So.
Are you named after the character in Spyro?
No, I'm named after Adam Hunter from Streets of Rage.
Yeah. You know what? That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So yeah, I have a tradition. So why not? Got like.
It's
Fair enough.
it's a cool name as well. I mean, I don't see why you're not gonna join us, Fallen. I mean, come on.
Look, it's not that I see anything wrong with the name. Just I'm not a fan of that name. It's an already established character. I
Okay.
Like I like to think of how the Harry Potter franchise ended, where Harry Potter named his kid like Albus Severus, whatever. He sounded like some kind of Harry Potter fan who just got finished watching the entire series. Like, oh, I love it so much. I'm gonna name my child after the characters. Like that's what that comes off to me, and I've never been like a fanatic like that. No offense.
I mean, there's only two choices. You either call your kid Dante or Virgil. That's it, dude.
Oh my child would never be a Virgil. He is not good. He is not motivated. He'll be like his father before him, unmotivated as hell.
I mean, hey, there's also Nero.
I mean,
So
I don't know. I just keep thinking of the Italian philosophers like Dante's Divine Comedy.
Nero was the emperor that brought down Christianity. And that's what his game kind of represented. But anyway,
Are we gonna start talking about the religious iconography in Devil May Cry games? Because I tried to do that with the reboot, trying to relate it to the original the original work and the 9 layers of hell and all that, and it all kind of ended up falling apart.
no, but that one wasn't based on the 9 circles of hell. Devil May Cry 3 was.
I tried my best with the reboot. I tried my best.
You can't do it with the reboot. It takes everything, twisted it to where it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were like just a few sins away. They had some pretty clear ones, but then I found like I couldn't make a connection with Bob Barbas.
Oh, well, Bob Barbas is, if you're gonna say anything, boisterous, loud, prideful, also deceitful. So he'd be like a demon lord or something. I don't know. I don't have time to get the demonology anymore. Another thing that Devil May Cry got me into. But anyway,
Hang on, let me pull out the Necronomicon to really get the true reference here.
oh god, okay, we're bringing up Lovecraft now. I need to go to bed. Alright.
yeah, so every time I talk to someone about video games, I do ask them like, "Hey, have you played Devil May Cry?" That's one of the first things I ask because to me that's what those are the kind of games I love. The hack and slash games, single player, story driven games. So I absolutely have loved this franchise since I played the reboot. And yeah, what about you guys like? Is it similar for you where if you do talk to someone about video games, that's one of the first things that you ask?
That's the only video game you get me to talk about nonstop other than Halo.
Ooh, okay,
For
Halo.
me, the game that I would ask about when I was younger is I would ask people about Kingdom Hearts.
Wow.
When are we gonna have the crossover? When is Dante gonna end up in the Kingdom Hearts game?
Or
No, hopefully never.
or if they make PS All Stars Battle Royale 2, they better have Sora in the game.
Or are we gonna have a DMC Battle Royale? Is that the next thing that's gonna happen?
I mean, hey, that's what everyone's doing these days.
That would be kind of fun.
It would. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
I can't think of the life of me for how that would play.
No, I already got a picture of it.
Of
Oh
course.
my god.
Yeah. Basically, you all ride. Basically, it's like 80 versus 80, right? But you all ride in on motorcycles. They're all stock standard motorcycles. So once you get to the drop-off point, you all jump off your motorcycles really like stylishly and land in a cool pose. And instead of running around the battlefield, you default to Royal Guard flying, and you try to shoot each other out of the air with your guns and stuff that you find on the map. And if you get close enough, you can engage in sword combat.
You know what?
You've thought a lot more about this.
Yeah, this is not the first time you've had this thought.
No. I mean, I'm designing my own hack and slash game. I have to have these ideas in my head. Leave me alone.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair.
Hey, look, it could work.
Yeah, Tsuno-san, hit me up.
You know what? Tsuno-san, while you're hitting up Little V for writing the music, you can hit up Hunter for designing video games. He'll design
Uh, since we have been talking about our love for DMC, I do want to ask you guys: is DMC the best hack and slash franchise of all time?
Yes, bar none.
Yes.
And is there anyone cooler than Dante in video game history?
Master Chief and Doom Guy, but they're.
I don't know if we call them cool.
Doom Guy is definitely a contender.
Yeah, but not Master Chief.
Master Chief's cool too.
To an extent.
I don't
To
know.
an extent.
I don't know if
Hold
cool
on.
is the right word.
Master Chief is. Hold on.
Yeah, we're about
fight.
we're about to fight about this. I'm about to say how Master Chief isn't cool and how his games were all right, but the web series that they spawned was so much better.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
That's right. Right. I'm
Hot take.
Okay, long ago. Okay, according to the Halo, where Master Chief was basically kidnapped against his will, forcibly trained as a little child to a soldier, and then underwent hellish augmentation to become a super soldier. And not all of his fellow soldiers survived those that became severely crippled, wounded, and or died during the process. So technically, yeah, Master Chief's pretty cool, and his outrageous luck allows him to do outrageous shit. So yeah, Master Chief is basically the style beast of Marines. Just leave it at that.
Look, I'm not gonna say that he hasn't done some pretty cool shit, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, Master Chief, he's definitely cool. Just because you have like a pretty extreme, to say the least, backstory. Look, at any point we could have had Master Chief just turn into Sasuke or some other edgy character.
He's not edgy. He just does his job. He's efficient. No,
But,
dude, he can turn into Sasuke. But he's incorruptible, so that won't.
They killed his bunny, man.
Good grief. Anyway.
Look, I'm just saying, Doom Guy has a better motivation.
No, he doesn't.
Man, literally too angry to die. How do you beat that?
No, well, you know why he's too angry to die? It's because he betrayed his own kind in the first place.
That's perfectly acceptable.
Man, so he's technically a traitorous piece of shit, but okay.
Look, traitors are fine. We're basically in hell already.
Okay. I'll let you have the Doomslayer. That's fine. I'll let you have it.
So, in conclusion, Dante's the coolest character of all time.
Yeah, but still.
Oh yeah, and I did mention a hack and slash. What about God of War? What do you guys think about that?
No, God of War is a redheaded stepchild of DMC and shall not be mentioned here.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Hey, that's the best way to put it, I guess.
The emotions run high. I enjoy it. See, Kratos is also man literally too angry to die.
Yeah, I don't know about him. So, yeah, let us know your experiences with Devil May Cry. Yeah, you can just comment below how you started getting into it, and, why are you so in love with it just like us? And is Dante the coolest character of all time? The answer is yes.